It happens so fast most people never think about it. A hand reaches down. Arms slide beneath the body. The cat picked up from the floor. And for a few seconds, their entire world changes position without warning and suddenly. To humans, the gesture feels love. Gentle. Natural. Picking up a cat is often treated as an expression of love. Something comforting. Something intimate. But for many cats, the experience is far more complex than it appears from away. Because what humans experience emotionally, cats experience physically first. And the moment their paws leave the ground, something deep inside them begins evaluating the situation in silence. Not dramatically, not emotionally in the human sense, but instinctively. The floor disappears, stability disappears, control disappears. These are huge losses for cat perception, and cats notice control more than almost any other animal. Why ground matters so much. Cats are creatures built around physical control of space. Almost every movement they make is connected to balance, escape routes, positioning, and environmental awareness. Even relaxed cats constantly track where they are in relation to walls, furniture, exits, heights, and movement around them. This is why cats often sleep in elevated places. Why they hesitate before entering open spaces. Why they dislike blocked pathways. Control creates safety. The ground itself is part of that psychological system. It represents certainty, predictable surface, a place where the body can instantly react if something changes. The moment a cat is lifted, that certainty vanishes. For humans, being held can feel secure because humans associate support with protection. But cats evolved differently. In nature, losing control of body positioning often meant vulnerability, especially for adult cats. Kittens are carried by their mothers during a short developmental period, but adult cats are not naturally transported by other creatures. Being lifted is not a normal social behavior in feline life, which means many cats never fully interpret being held as comforting, even when they trust the person holding them. The freeze response humans misread. One of the biggest misunderstandings happens when cats become completely still while being held. Humans often interpret this as enjoyment. She loves being carried. He becomes so calm in my arms. But stillness does not always mean comfort. In animals, freezing is often part of uncertainty management. When a cat feels unable to immediately control a situation, they may temporarily reduce movement while assessing risk. Their muscles tighten subtly. Their eyes monitor exits. Their body waits for predictability to return. This is why some cats suddenly leap away the second they touch the floor again. The body was tolerating the situation, not necessarily relaxing inside it. And because cats communicate discomfort quietly, humans often miss the difference between trust and endurance. A cat who trusts you may allow handling they do not actually enjoy. That distinction changes how many feline behaviors suddenly make sense. Why some cats resist immediately. Of course, not all cats freeze. Some struggle instantly, twist their spine, push against the arms, spread their legs outward. Others vocalize or try to jump down immediately. This is not always aggression. Very often, it is simply a rapid attempt to regain control of movement and positioning. Cats rely heavily on choice. The ability to approach, retreat, pause, or reposition themselves freely is central to how they regulate stress. Being held removes that choice. Even affectionate cats can become uncomfortable when physical freedom disappears unexpectedly. And interestingly, many cats enjoy proximity far more than restraint. They may sleep beside you for hours, follow you between rooms, press against your legs, or rest near your chest voluntarily, but dislike being physically confined in someone's arms. To humans, these behaviors seem contradictory. To cats, they are completely different experiences. One preserves control, the other temporarily removes it. Why certain cats tolerate it better. Some cats genuinely become comfortable being picked up, but this usually develops through personality, early experiences, and predictability. Cats handled gently during kittenhood often adapt more easily to human-carrying behavior later in life. Some personalities are naturally more socially tolerant. Others simply learn that certain humans move carefully and respect boundaries. But even among cats who accept being held, there are often invisible conditions attached to that trust. How suddenly they are lifted, how securely the body is supported, how long they remain in the air, whether they can leave when they want. Cats pay attention to all of it. A cat may tolerate being carried for 10 seconds but panic at 30. They may relax against one person but resist another whose movements feel unstable. They may enjoy being held while calm indoors but react differently in unfamiliar environments. Their reaction is rarely random. It reflects how safe their nervous system feels in that exact moment. The difference between affection and ownership. Humans often express love through physical possession, holding, hugging, pulling close, but cats experience affection differently. Their trust usually appears through voluntary presence, not forced closeness. A cat slowly blinking near you, sleeping exposed nearby, sitting with their back turned toward you, following you silently from room to room, resting within reach without fear. These behaviors contain enormous trust in feline language. And sometimes, humans accidentally interrupt those moments by turning them into physical interaction the cat did not request. The cat jumps onto the couch beside you and suddenly gets picked up. They approached for shared space, not necessarily restraint. Over time, some cats even become more cautious about approaching people whose affection repeatedly overrides their comfort signals. Not because they stopped loving the human, but because predictability weakened. What cats actually want humans to notice. Cats rarely communicate in obvious ways before discomfort appears. Their signals are subtle long before scratching or struggling begins. A stiff tail, ears shifting sideways, slight muscle tension, pause in blinking, increased alertness in the eyes, small adjustments in breathing. The body speaks quietly first, and when humans consistently notice those quieter signals, cats often become more trusting overall. Because trust for cats is deeply connected to being understood without escalation. A cat who learns that discomfort signals are respected no longer needs stronger reactions to create distance. Ironically, cats often become more physically affectionate once they realize escape is always available, because control has returned. And with control, fear decreases. When trust and discomfort exist together. One of the strangest things about cats is that trust and discomfort can exist at the same time. A cat may deeply trust the human holding them, while still disliking the experience itself. To humans, that feels contradictory. If affection exists, shouldn't physical closeness automatically feel good? But cats do not divide experiences into simple emotional categories. Their nervous system evaluates multiple things at once. The person may feel safe. The room may feel familiar. The intention may not feel threatening. And yet the body still recognizes something unnatural happening. Their feet are no longer connected to a stable surface. Their ability to reposition freely has disappeared. Their muscles cannot predict movement with complete certainty anymore. So the cat enters a strange middle state many owners never notice. Not fear, not comfort, something quieter, a kind of temporary surrender to the moment. This is why some cats purr while being held but still jump away immediately afterward. Why others remain calm for a few seconds before suddenly becoming restless. The emotional bond exists, but the physical experience still creates subtle tension underneath it. And cats are masters at hiding subtle tension, especially around humans they trust. The silent meaning behind the reaction. Most cats are not judging humans when they resist being picked up. They are responding to an ancient biological reality their nervous system still remembers. For a creature designed around balance, mobility, and environmental control, suddenly leaving the ground changes everything for a few seconds. The heartbeat shifts, the muscles prepare, the brain evaluates uncertainty, and all of it happens silently. which is why understanding cats often requires paying attention to behaviors humans normally ignore. Because the deepest feline emotions rarely appear in dramatic moments. They appear in the tiny invisible reactions between trust and loss of control.